Hi, I'm Chris, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. Thank you for joining me. Exciting times. I've got the brand new Jean Paul Gaultier Male Elixir Absolu. They flanked the flanker. It's right here in this box with no padding inside. So I'm hoping the tin is keeping this package protected. Let's get this opened and I'll let you know what I think of it. All right, here's the plan. I'm going to smell this, give my first impressions, obviously compare it to Male Elixir, see how similar it is, whether this one is maybe redundant if you own this. Then I'm going to go away for a few hours, wear it, see how it develops, see what the performance is like, and come back and finish off the video. So as you can see, it looks pretty similar to the original Elixir bottle, although this one has some clear brown tinted glass as the stripes. This one is solid gold, so it has stripes, but you can't see into the bottle. In terms of the smell, I gotta say I'm quite hopeful for this because I loved Elixir, and on the Jean Paul Gaultier website they say they've kept the same signature fragrance notes of the original Elixir, but then they've added this spicy, sensual plum. I mean, we've got tobacco, we've got honey, we've got some of that Male in the background, and then a spicy, sensual plum. Surely they can't get this wrong. I'm going in. Let's pull the pin and see what we get from the added sensual spicy plum onto that tobacco, honey, DNA. Yes, 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 that's working for me on that initial spray. That smells fantastic. My nose might be playing tricks on me, but I feel like I get a bit of iris from this. Not a lipsticky makeup bag iris, slightly more of an earthy iris, but it's not listed, so I might be completely wrong. The notes that are listed, only 3 notes: lavender, plum, and tonka bean. But I'm assuming all the notes that are in Elixir are also in this, since the brand said that they include the same signature notes as in Elixir. I'm getting a really nice, like, tart plum from this, I guess. Like they say, it's spicy. It's definitely got some pop to it. It's not a smooth, deep plum at the moment in the opening. It's got some punch, a plum punch. Let me spray the original Elixir on here. These are smelling quite similar off this initial spray. If I'm getting up close, I am getting a little bit more of that dark fruity plum off Elixir Absolu. But part of me's thinking, is that only because I know it's there? Is it really that much different? At this stage, they are different, but not as different as I thought they might be. I am getting a little bit of extra punch and lift from Elixir Absolu, so I'm glad that there is a bit of a difference. But what I'm going to do is go away for a few hours, see how these develop, wear them a little bit, do some more comparisons, and then I'm going to come back. So I will see you shortly. Welcome back. We're now a few hours further into the day and I've been giving this a little wear, and I'm happy to say it's been let's get its ring in the right place. It's been a very positive experience. I think this smells fantastic. I'm a big fan of Elixir. I'm a big fan of this, maybe even a bigger fan. When you first spray these two in the opening, they do smell pretty similar. I think it takes maybe half an hour for it to dry down a little bit and the plum in the heart of this to reveal itself. And overall, the scent profile after half an hour when it's dried down, I'm getting something very similar, but Elixir Absolu has a little more depth. That plum is giving it a little more of that rounded, dark, fruity depth that plum can bring to a fragrance. Now, it's not a night and day difference. It's not a huge difference. It is there. It's more of a subtle difference. I am finding that Elixir Absolu has just a bit of tartness around the edges compared to the original. This is probably smoother. This has just that extra dimension, and because of that, I think it's got a little more impact. And this tartness seems to increase its strength. It feels just a little more potent to me. If I was to throw any criticism at the original Elixir, it would have been that once you get that dry down and you're into that tobacco honey, you've got quite a sweet, smooth, really good fragrance, but that's what it is. It's this sweet, smooth fragrance. With Absolu, you get the sweet, smooth fragrance, but just that little bit of spicy plum around the edges gives it just that touch more complexity. And just off this first impressions, I feel it makes it a more balanced and slightly more interesting scent profile. Let's do a bit of FRAG-MENTAL compared to Elixir. It's a very similar style of fragrance, so I would probably choose to wear this at the same time, autumn, winter, cooler temperatures. And for similar occasions and scenarios, I feel like Elixir and this one are fragrances that you could wear casually, or if you want to, you can dress them up a little bit and wear them with smarter clothes if you want to style things out a little bit. But I still would probably choose to wear this in the autumn, in the winter, maybe on some cooler spring days. I'm feeling positive about this. This is excellent, and although this isn't that much different, it's just that little bit better. It could be recency bias, it could be because this is new and I'm excited about it and I'm loving it because of that, so I'm subconsciously elevating it a little bit higher in my mind. Only time will tell. I have to admit this is a first impressions, but just off this first day of wearing it, I am really enjoying the addition of the plum. Tobacco, plum, honey, they're notes that work really well. It seems to blend really nicely with that little bit of Male DNA. Yeah, the plum just slightly elevates this for me. Just to try and sum all that up, Absolu is extremely similar to Elixir, which in some ways is a good thing, but you've got a little bit of extra spice and that lovely juicy plum. So they've not reinvented the wheel here. This is not drastically different. You could accuse them of being a little bit lazy and a bit of a cash grab. Nevertheless, this additional plum note really works well with this Elixir DNA. If you already own Elixir, I would say this potentially is not worth rushing out for, because it is so similar. If you're unsure about whether you think you want to grab it, there's no need to rush into blind buying it. You could probably go into a store at some point and smell it, maybe compare it side by side with Elixir, and then make your decision. I wouldn't say that the differences are enough to say that you definitely need both. One little word of warning though, this additional plum note can cause problems. This was a white t-shirt when I started out earlier today, and after spraying this, well, you can see the results. All right, there we go, that's gonna do it. I was excited when I heard this fragrance was released, so I've been thrilled to try it out, test it out, and share my first impressions with you. I hope you found it useful and that you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you do all that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, bye.